All right, first and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and reverence to Yahawah Bahashem Yahawah. Right, let's give all glory, honor, and praise to the Most High God, name His only begotten Son, right, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. It's your brother Yeremia from the Sakari Philly set, back at it again, do another sit down. May the Heavenly Father, love and mercy truly endure forever for Israel and Israel only, as it said in the Holy Scriptures. All right, I got a part, Salaki. I got part two on this um on this dude Brett Favre. I did one before Salaki with this chair. But I did one before with going into him stealing money, right? Um from the lowest of the low in Mississippi, right? Brett Favre being on welfare, because we know that that money is supposed to go to the neediest people, right? To the people that need it the most. And somebody who's worth 100 million shouldn't need public assistance. All right, so let's get the video.
So how should the leagues?
I think I'm a pretty good guy.
Former NFL quarterback Brett Favre.
Now Favre is.
I think I'm a pretty good guy.
Former NFL quarterback Brett Favre.
Now Favre is currently embroiled in a controversy involving the use of federal welfare funds set aside for the state of Mississippi's most vulnerable residents, which were reportedly diverted to Favre and others.
Who appears to have played a pivotal role in securing poverty funds for a volleyball project.
Typical white conservative male that's stuck in his own little world that don't give a damn about anything that doesn't impact him.
Is suing Fox Sports One host Shannon Sharpe.
Brett Favre was introduced to these people who had control over the welfare fund and over the nonprofit part of the Mississippi government funds.
Pat McAfee, host of the Pat McAfee Show.
We've seen a ton of welfare money that's intended for the poorest folks here in the state of Mississippi flowing to people who just simply did not need it.
And Mississippi State Auditor Shad White.
It shows that Brett Favre asked the head of.
So you got Brett Favre trying to sue people who spoke against him getting welfare money, right? That's what's going on.
Nonprofit handling welfare funds, quote, if you were to pay me, is there any way that the
To people who just simply did not need it.
And Mississippi State Auditor Shad White.
It shows that Brett Favre asked the head of a nonprofit handling welfare funds, quote, if you were to pay me, is there any way that the media could find out where it came from and how much?
Even as the trove of text messages uncovered appeared damning to Favre's case.
You would think Brett Favre, born and raised in Kill, Mississippi, does any place in America have any more racist history than Mississippi? But Brett Favre is unaware.
Sharpe has been vocal on the subject.
These new court documents filed by Bryant's attorneys allege Favre and former nonprofit director Nancy New, who has already pleaded guilty to fraud in the $77 million scheme, were requesting funds from the Mississippi Department of Human Services to build a facility.
Well, Brett shouldn't have stole from the people, Brett. Brett Favre sounds like he's going to have to pay back a bunch of money, and he took from the welfare fund.
McAfee has covered the allegations.
NFL Hall of Famer Brett Favre is facing questions tonight of whether he knowingly took $5 million of state welfare money to build a new volleyball facility for his daughter's team 5 years ago at her university and his alma mater.
But what I find interesting.
How about you build houses for poor people, families that's struggling, that need a helping hand, right? Not privileged kids, right, that need a facility to play volleyball in, right? A better facility to play volleyball in, right? How about you do that? Like, how about you use your money to help the homeless in Mississippi instead of my daughter, team need a new volleyball arena. You know what I mean? So that the volleyball arena for his kid ain't gonna be no rinky dink type situation, right? It's gonna be top tier type level. See that? So this is what the money he was getting to use, and the way how he look at it is like yeah, I am helping. Yeah, I mean, I got the money to help the less fortunate, right? Yeah, I mean, I mean, because my child is less fortunate than me, right? She only worth a couple of million. You see that?
Interesting about all of this is the following. Favre and his lawyers have filed charges of defamation against McAfee, Sharp, and Auditor White, claiming they defame his character in interviews and on various shows. For White, they are claiming it was to advance the auditor's political career.
My question is, the NBA and the NFL are struggling with lower ratings as fans clearly do not want political messaging mixed with their sports.
Favre and his lawyers allege that Sharp defamed him by saying on his broadcast that Favre was a sorry mofo to steal from the lowest to low, and that Favre stole money from people that really needed that money.
So how should the leagues support and promote an anti-racism position without becoming political and alienating fans? Thank you.
Well, Brett is a great guy.
According to the suit, McAfee called Favre a thief who was stealing from poor people in Mississippi on the Pat McAfee show. The suit also accuses McAfee of making similar remarks on Twitter. What Favre is doing, in my view, is very simply following the blueprint.
Favre's also an outspoken
All right, so is Brett Favre, is he a thief? Yes, 100%. I mean, this the evidence is out there. Is proof, right? So, him being friends with Donald Trump, like, listen, if you don't know already, then let me, let me bring it to your attention. All so-called white people are the children of the devil, right? It don't matter if they got a red hat, a blue hat, left wing, right wing, the head, the tail, or the eagle, right? All so-called white people and what comes out, I mean, out of any womb, that they impregnate is of the devil, right? They're the children of the devil. Like, you got Children of the Corn, that movie, so they're the children of the devil, right? Yeah, I mean, they do Satan's will on this earth, right? All races can do Satan's will, right? They chiefly is who's doing Satan's will on this earth. And now let's talk about some of these quotes. All right, so Shannon Sharp, right, said that Brett Favre was something. Let me see.
The show. The suit also accuses
Thank you.
Favre and his lawyers allege that Sharp defamed him by saying on his broadcast that Favre was a sorry mofo to steal from the lowest to low, and that Favre stole money.
All right, so Shannon Sharp called Brett Favre a sorry motherfucker, right, for stealing from the lowest of the low. Let's see if that statement is true. All right, so here we go. All right, so what's this? This is this is who is eligible for Mississippi public assistance, right? And you could do this for any state, I mean, any state, but we're talking about Mississippi. So, to be eligible for the Mississippi Family Assistance. Now, they say it's a family assistance because usually they typically like to give it out, we all know. They typically like to give it out to women, I mean, when they don't have, a man in the household. But I do know men that's on was eligible for public assistance too, right? It could be health reasons, it could be they just taking care of the kid by themselves. It could be, multiple reasons. I mean, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman that's on it. But most times this is the case, right? I mean, I done seen people get turned down, brothers get turned down saying that they made too much. And like bro making like $15 an hour and you get told that that's too much money and they get turned down from this, right? So to be eligible for Mississippi Family Assistance, you must be a resident of Mississippi or any state, right? This is just Mississippi, and a U.S. citizen legal alien or qualified alien, right? It's talking about, you know, mainly really or Northern Kingdom, but that's who they try to classify as aliens, even though their tape was already here in this landmass, Slaga in this landmass first, right? But we know who the true aliens are, right? Brett Ford and his family. Um, you must be unemployed or underemployed, right? Uh, all right. So is Brett Ford unemployed? Well, he retired. So I mean, I guess you say he's unemployed, but he retired from playing football, and he's worth $100 million from it. Um, I mean, underemployed? I don't think so because he speak at events and gets from what I was seeing before, like 20K and stuff like that. So it's like, I mean, he's really not even unemployed because yeah, that's an employment. So yeah, I mean, he's definitely not unemployed or underemployed when you can go and speak at events and make upwards towards 20 plus K and have low or very low income. And this ain't the case. We see his revenue or his total net worth is over 100 mil, right? So um Shannon Sharp calling him a sorry, MFer, right, motherfucker, for uh stealing from people who deserve the money, he was right. I mean, you are stealing from people that deserve the money because you don't deserve the money, right? You literally got 5 mil when you just could have just gave up 5 mil out of the 100 mil and just use that as a tax write off. I mean, and would have received most of that money back. I mean, if not all of it. I mean, through a tax write off. Yeah, I mean, but I believe that they was asking for the 5 mil up front, so it wasn't like we'll start the process of building, and you'll give it to us in portions. I mean, and we know white people, they hoard and love their money. I mean, they want to talk about us about spending it and getting rid of it so fast, but they love and hoard it so much. Yeah, I mean, so again, all these Caucasians is the children of the devil. Let me read most of this Bible chapter, and then I'm gonna wrap up this video, get what I need done. Done. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58, and I'm gonna start at the middle of verse 1, right? Because we see it's talking about who had wrote it, being David. So this is the middle of verse 1. Psalms 58 in the middle of verse 1 in the NLT. Justice, do you rulers know? Just like it, justice. Do you rulers know the meaning of the word? No, like these people who rule the world, they don't know, and we know who rule the world. This is obvious. It's Esau, right? For Esau is the end of the world, right? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? Justice. Do you rulers know the meaning of the word? Do you judge the people fairly? No. I mean, you don't judge the people fairly because you got people that's making $15 an hour and they can't apply for public assistance, so this way that they can use that money to pay these incredible outstanding bills and rent. You understand what I'm saying? Like, then use that money to at least get food. So, yeah, I mean, the public assistance money to get food. Yeah, I mean, use that to just get food. Yeah, I mean, because most of that $15 an hour is going right out to bills. So y'all don't know judgment. You know what I mean? Y'all don't. Talking about some that $15 an hour is too much, but this nigga got 100 mil, right? Y'all don't know fair judgment. Y'all don't judge the people fairly, right? Verse 2. No, you plot injustice in your hearts, right? In your mind, you plot injustice against the children of Israel, right? You spread violence throughout the land. We know you're a warlord, right? That's why the Lord gave you the sword as your blessing. See that? Verse 3. These wicked people are born sinners, right? That's why I said, like, any womb that they impregnate and that anything that comes out of a womb, right? That's, that was planted seed of Esau is wicked, right? They're born evil. See that? These people are born sinners. Even from birth, they have lied and gone their own way. And that's what you're going to find out. I mean, white people are natural liars, right? They smile right in your face. That's why they tell white girls, when they younger and coming older, you see a black man, just smile at him. Don't give him too much teeth, in a smile, because then he may think that he got a chance. But just give him a nice enough smile to let him know everything's okay. This is what they do, right? Verse 4, they spit venom like deadly snakes. They are like cobras that refuse to listen, right? So the white man is a damn serpent, man. And we all heard what Malcolm X said, if you fall into something like, if you fall into a den of snakes and you had 100 snakes, but 20 poison, but the 80 wasn't poison, but you still trust them. Nah, like they serpents, man. They spit venom like deadly snakes. They are like cobras that refuse to listen. Verse 5. Ignoring the tones of the snake's charms, no matter how skillful they play. Verse 6. Break their fangs, O God, smash the jaws of the lions, O Lord. Verse 7. May they disappear like water into thirsty grounds, right? May they just evaporate, just like how the ground need that H2O. Just soap it right up. Verse 7. May they disappear like water into thirsty ground. May their weapons make their weapons useless in their hands. That's what's going to happen, man. All the things that you set up, right? These nuclear missiles, right? You created them for your own destruction. You see that? For your own kingdom to go down, right? So, the Lord made you create nuclear missiles to use them on your own self. That's the cold part. You see that? Make their weapons useless in their hands. Verse 8. May they be like snails that dissolve into slime, like a stillborn child who will never see sun. Like, damn, like, let these niggas just die. This is what's going on, man. Verse 9. God will sweep them away, both young and old. That's what the Lord gonna do. Eventually, you see this in Obadiah, right? 18. Your whole race is going to be exterminated. Thus saith the Heavenly Father and his holy word, right? Verse 9. God will sweep them away, both young and old, faster than a pot heats over burning thorns. Verse 10. The godly will rejoice when they see the godly will rejoice when they see injustice avenged. They will wash their feet in the blood of the wicked, right? We're going to be brew walking, right? All on y'all dead nephews, right? Y'all grandmom, splashing that blood. See that? Verse 11. Then, at last, everyone will say, there truly is a reward for those who live for God, right? There truly is a reward for those who wait on the Heavenly Father, right? Surely there is a God who judges justly here on earth, right? So that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on the Heavenly Father, right, to send his firstborn son back, our big brother, YAHAWAH HaMashiach, right? And then flex on these nations, right? Chiefly Esau. You see that? All glory, honor, and reverence to the Most High God, for wisdom and understanding come from him and him alone. Hopefully, brothers and sisters was edified. Till the next time I say shalom.